Hey, everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and individuals doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Sophie Salas, co founder and COO of Boss by We Are Solutions, a virtual assistant service provider helping businesses streamline operations and achieve their goals. Leading a talented team in the Philippines, Sophie is passionate about delivering top-notch support to clients across the U.S. while expanding their impact. How are you doing today, Sophie?
I'm doing great, Anthony. How about you?
Pretty good. I can't complain. We're starting Monday strong. Stumble around in the intro a little bit, but I finally found it. So starting
Yeah.
off, where are you calling in from? Where are you located?
All right. Also, I'm currently located in Orchard Park. This is where we've actually started our business, and we're now expanding to the rest of Western New York. Namely, like we focused on Buffalo, Amherst, and Rochester. So we're wanting to go to more towns for people to get to know our business.
Okay. Are you newer to the Orchard Park area there in New York, or you been there for a while?
No, I've been here for a while because of business development. My partner, who is also our CEO, has brought me in, and we've seen that it's been more powerful to be interacting with people rather than doing the business through social media platforms. So I've been here for a while. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you have some friends coming into town that have never been to Orchard Park, where are you going? What are you guys doing, and where are you going for dinner?
Well, for Orchard Park is the home of the Bills. So the Bills Stadium is nearby. So for dinner, I would say I don't usually go here for dinner. I would actually go downtown. But there is a place here called Manja. People love to go there for dinner.
Okay. That sounds good. What kind of food is it? Like if you're taking
It's
your friends out,
Italian. Yeah,
Italian. Okay,
Italian.
that sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, can you tell us a little about what you do?
So for Boss by We Are Solutions, as you've mentioned earlier, we are a virtual assistant services provider. Mainly, we focus on helping small to medium sized enterprises or solopreneurs with their admin tasks. These are the things that most business owners don't really want to dabble into because, like, for example, if you're great with graphic design, you don't want to waste your time and energy in the little things such as answering emails, plotting plotting meetings on your calendar, um, and doing your social media stuff. So imagine having a secretary but not having that person in house. And so that is like the biggest thing that we offer to most of the small SMEs, or small and medium sized enterprises, or solopreneurs. We become an extension of them, and sometimes you also become an extension of their existing team. So if they don't want to hire anyone in house, then they can hire one of our virtual assistants.
Okay. Well, how'd you get started doing this? Is this something that you've always wanted to do, or is there a story about you falling into it?
There's actually a story about it. So most of my career, I've worked in the call center industry. So I'm sure that most people know that calls are being routed to Asia, not really somewhere in the US. So that's where I started my career. And then eventually there was this woman who wanted to open her own virtual assistant agency. And she hired me as the vice president of operations. And then eventually my business partner found me in the Philippines because he was thinking that he wanted that same business, and he said, like, how would you want to start a business with me and not be an employee? And that was what I also had in mind. Like, I wanted to venture out into something that I am already very familiar with, because I did help that woman build her business from the ground up. So since I'm familiar with it, I said, like, why not? So, and that's my strength. My strength is always like customer service, admin support. So here we are today.
Okay. Well, what is it that you love about what you're doing now? What's your favorite thing?
I think what I love, so the backstory of one of the things that I love is interacting with people. And when I was younger, I wanted to be a diplomat. And I see that the job, it's not really a job that I'm doing. I'm connecting people, helping them make their lives easy. That's what I actually, you know, that's what I love about this business is because it doesn't feel like it's a job. I'm helping both sides. I'm helping the business owner get, you know, a resource that is cost efficient, and also we're giving jobs to people back in the Philippines.
Okay, what is your average client? You said SMEs, but what are the pain points that somebody might be going through that if they're dealing with XYZ, you're the person that they should be talking to?
So the SMEs usually they're well, when we started here in Orchard Park, the biggest thing that they didn't want to do was their social media, update their social media and also update their website. So that that was like that started out as our niche wherein, I don't want to do these things. Like that's the key word. Like if I don't want to do it, who do I delegate it to? So um so that's where we started out, helping out the small business owners with their social media presence, with their websites, updating the content of their websites, and eventually they thought like, oh, I didn't realize that there are still other things that I can delegate to a VA, like responding to my emails, putting appointments on my calendar, doing my QuickBooks. So the little things that they don't want to do, that's where we come in.
Okay. What about power partners? What are other professionals or professions out there that you synergize really well with, or you find a lot of collaboration working with?
Right now, there is no specific what do you call this now? There is no specific industry that we are helping, or that we cater to. We have varied clients that we work to. So we have one that is an ice cream shop owner. Another one is a balloon guy. He does like face painting and balloon twisting. So we are very much open to working with different kinds of industries, because all of these, the small business owners and the solopreneurs almost all have the same pain points. Just like what you've mentioned, that's just like what I've mentioned earlier. They don't the little things that they don't want to focus on, that's where we help them.
Yeah, when I say power partners, I don't mean clients. I'm talking more like other professionals that you can refer back and forth well with, or you
Oh,
find collaboration working with, where maybe you can both help the same kind of person or client in different
oh,
ways.
right. Yes. Like, so for example, I think one of the biggest power clients that we've been helping are the CFOs, the what do you call this, fractional CFOs. So they want to focus on the financial side of things, and then we help them on the admin work. And also, like business consultants, they are some of the people that we also are, we can partner with, because they want to focus on the business consulting rather than the admin side of things.
What advice would you give a new or aspiring entrepreneur?
Don't be afraid to pivot. I think that that's the biggest advice I can give to an entrepreneur, because um, an entrepreneur starting out, because this is not how we started out. So when we started out 3 years ago, we had a different service in mind. We were hoping to help technologically challenged individuals. But now we found out that, oh, what does the market really need right now? And the market needs, um, let's just say secretaries, or people that they can delegate their um, the the nitty gritty of their everyday tasks as a business owner. So even if we were 18 months into the business and it was kind of scary to kind of change the business model that we had, we said like, okay, let's focus on this one. And from then on, everything was, you know it was just, I would use the word magic. It was magical. So don't be afraid to pivot. Yeah.
No, that's fantastic advice. When you're starting out, you don't know what you don't know, so you're going to have to pivot. It's not whether or not you will. It's you're going to have to do at least some in some areas. So being open to saying, okay, this isn't exactly what I thought, but I can serve here, right? So
Exactly.
it's
Yes.
great advice. So how can virtual assistant services help businesses streamline operations and boost productivity?
That is actually a very good question. Um, the virtual assistant is the person who can help the business owner be an extension of themselves, because like as a business owner you can only work so many hours in a day. So for example, if you want to get your, let's just say, one of the biggest things would be like your social media, instead of you thinking of what you want to post, then you have your virtual assistant like mapping out a calendar for you. We call it like a social media calendar for the entire month. And the virtual assistant can actually do that while you're sleeping. So when you wake up the following morning, you already have the calendar ready, and all you need to do is to just approve it and tell your virtual assistant, okay, this is good to go. So um and so that's one thing. And the second thing about like streamlining operations is that most business owners do not have what you call their standard operating procedure, or they don't have their processes in place. So having a virtual assistant can actually, they can help the business owner map out the processes on how to do certain things. And I think that that is like the biggest thing that we're hearing from our clients right now, that they're happy about, is that the VA is actually documenting the process, which they never did before.
Okay. How can remote teams, as opposed to just hiring people, help a small business scale?
Right. So for that one, I know that there are business owners who do want to scale or grow their business, but they don't want to hire people in-house. So having a remote team not only cuts the costs of, scaling your business or growing your business. You can grow without, spending drastically. Like well, again, I will go back to my example of a social media manager. So having a social media manager that is remote, you're not, you're not paying that person, let's say $20 an hour. When you hire someone remotely, especially someone from the Philippines, that's going to be like a third or a fourth of the cost of what you're paying a social media manager here in the US.
Okay. Is there anything that I missed or that I failed to ask? And I know when we're talking about virtual assistants and remote teams, there's a lot to it, but just in
Yes.
general, is there anything that I missed or failed to ask that you wanted to add?
I think maybe not really missed, Anthony, but more of like the idea of having a virtual assistant, because there are a lot of people who are afraid to take on a virtual assistant because they think like, oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to delegate to a virtual assistant? I think that the first step for a person, before a person actually hires a virtual assistant, is that they should not be afraid to delegate, because that's the illness, I would say, of some small business owners, is that they don't want to delegate. They think they can still do a lot of things by themselves, but you shouldn't, especially if you really want to grow your business. So always think that the virtual assistant is there as an extension of yourself and as an extension of your business.
For people that want to know more, that have more questions about virtual assistants, or just what everything that you do, where can they find you? How can they get a hold of you?
They can actually visit our website. It's boss.werwer.solutions, or they can also check us out on our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages.
Perfect. I'm going to put all that into the description as well. So super easy to find. If anybody would like to get in touch with Sophie, absolutely do it. Being able to take some of the stuff off your plate that's preventing you from, doing the things that are your money making activities,
Exactly.
absolutely worth taking a look at, because there's so
Right.
much things that we have to do in a day. It all doesn't need your attention, right? Your
Yeah.
attention is best served somewhere. So being able to focus on that's going to be nothing but good for you. So absolutely reach out, have that conversation. If somebody would like to get a hold of me, you can find me at ikag.me. You can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community of awesome people like Sophie. If you or somebody you know would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website. But Sophie, thank you so much for coming on. You're helping a lot of businesses. You guys are doing cool things, and you're able to be there when people are ready to scale or ready to delegate. So that's amazing. So let's all go out. Let's have an awesome day and grow our circles. All right.
Yes. Thank you so much, Anthony, and have a great day.
You too.